Welcome to my series where I teach you how to become an interior designer or go into an interior design adjacent career because I had to learn it from scratch 9 years ago and it was really hard and I want to make it simpler for you. In today's Train Your Eye exercise, we are going to do color theory and identifying the specs, and I'm going to teach you what specs are, what focal colors are, and what base colors are, and a little trick I use to help identify that. If you're interested in any kind of career in the interior design umbrella, you need to learn how to train your eye and your brain to think like an interior designer would. And these exercises are here to help you. First, color temperature. In order to determine the color temperature of a space, you have to take into account the colors, the lighting, and the type of materials being used. For example, if I'm telling you to choose between 1 and 10, 1 being the coolest and 10 being the warmest, the colors used are important. The lighting temperature or the natural light that's coming into the room, that plays into it. And the materials make a big difference. If you have more natural, organic, or soft fabrics, that's going to lean it slightly warmer. If you have lacquered or artificial, that's going to lean it a little bit cooler. And remember, whatever we choose, we're saying whatever is left over is going to be the changes that could be made to make it even warmer. What do I mean by that? Well, if we say this room behind me is a 5, then we're saying that there are 5 more degrees of changes we could make in this space to make it even warmer. If you looked at this space and said, it's a 9 on the warmth scale, super warm, I'd say, no, it isn't, because there's more than 1 degree of changes in color, lighting, and materials that we could make to make this room even warmer. If you said 1, I'd say no, because there's more than 1 degree of changes we could do to make this room even cooler by changing materials, colors, and lighting. Next thing we do in these exercises, we identify the 5 main colors. This room's a little bit of a challenge because it has a layering of very similar colors. You want to be able to identify, even in a room like this, what the base color and the focal color is. The base color is the grounding color in the room, and the focal color is going to be the color that stands out the most to you. And a trick that I use, because sometimes our brains get in the way. Sometimes our brains decide what is a focal color based on certain logical things, based on what's larger in the room, for example, and that's not always the case. I want you to squint. When you squint and you're looking at the image, tell me what color floods what you see now that it's squinted and blurred. That's likely going to be your base color. And when you squint and one color stands out to you more than others, it's just the first thing you see, that's likely going to be your focal color. In the part 2 of this video, we're going to talk about identifying the specs, but I promised that I would tell you in this video what specs or specifications are.